Hey, this is Betty Smith with the Sauter County Daily News. We get the opportunity today to talk to Scott Davis, and we appreciate that here at Roger Davis Funeral Home. And again, one of the reasons that we wanted to stop and talk to you today is just to find out what you guys' approach is on all this with the coronavirus.
I think we're at a quandary ourselves. You know, we're looking to our state association, our national association, our state board, you know, to get guidelines of what you know, we're allowed and not allowed to do. I know when it first came out, the large gatherings, that funerals were exempt, and I'm not sure whether that's changed or not, or whether we're at a number. You know, we're monitoring this every day. You know, we're taking precautions just like everything else. You know, extra hand sanitizer, extra tissues, things like that. Putting the chairs a little farther apart during a service so people aren't, you know, up against each other. Just little things like that. You know, it's hard to do, but not shake hands. I mean, you know, you always want to shake everyone's hand.
And even harder to want to hug or embrace somebody.
Exactly. You know, that's the tough part, because you want to give them a hug. And but I mean, you know, I want to keep our staff safe here. I want to keep our public, our community safe. But yet again, we still want to honor those that, you know, have lost their life and someone's loved one, and help the families get through this any way that we possibly can. And try to follow all the guidelines that we can, but still help them get through a funeral service.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like that if we had someone that passed away from that disease, that would be a problem either.
Right.
The problem is the spreading of it, and it's the live people coming in and getting together and touching. And but you know, I think if we all use a little common sense, you know, if you're sick, don't go out. If you don't feel good, don't come with a whole group of people. If your immune system's down, don't put yourself in that situation. And if we can do things like broadcast live on Facebook or something like that to help a family member. We had a family member the other day that she was elderly, didn't want to be around a bunch of people, so we set up a special time for her to come in by herself, so she didn't have to be around people. And we're going to do things like that to help families. My biggest concern is when you have a big family, and if we're at a certain number, you know, how do we determine which family member gets to come in here? Or do we have 2 or 3 separate little services, or how that's going to work?
We come from a distance for the longest time to come down here because of family.
Right.
And I think that's even hard to hear those words sometimes too, because you're like, well, I just came already from Columbus, or I just flew in because...
Right. And what are we going to be allowed to do? And again, we're working with our state association, which they are phenomenal. They always care about the public and about funeral service. And so that's one of the best resources we have is our state association.
As a funeral director, and I know you've been here for a long time, is this one of the first times you've really had to?
It is. I mean, this is the first time that we've ever had to deal with anything like this, about crowds of people. And a lot of the families that I served in this community have large families, and they bring a lot of people, and our community is very supportive when a loved one dies. So everyone comes in to support the family. So that's going to be the toughest thing for our community people, if they can't come in and, you know, support their friends and their family.
Have anything else you may want to add, Scott, to let the public know? Or
no, we'll just do everything we can to you know, to make it safe for them, for us, for everyone, and still have a service for their loved ones. And we'll do what the legal law allows, and try to help families get through it.